obviously I'm best equipped to talk about this evolution. Growing up with Moore, and we went to school together. But going to school with Moore wasn't that easy always. It was tough. Every day we'd go out to the bus stop, and at our bus stop, all the neighbors would be there, all the kids would be there, and the neighbors would be dressed in their normal clothes, and me and Moore would be dressed in our, well, not so normal. Magenta sweaters, magenta scarves, navy blue hats. Now, granted, we wear this all in the middle of summer. But Mom and Dad, I will say, we never contracted hypothermia, so that was but secondly, it was really tough too because, when I went to school more, when you're a younger brother, you always look up to your older brother, and you always kind of want to fit in and do whatever he's doing. Now, Moore was the captain and the head of all the cool clubs and teams in high school. Math team, computer team, so this is really, really tough shoes for me. Growing up Moore was also tough too, because responsibility wasn't his strongest suit. I just remember one time as a little kid, I think I was in 2nd or 3rd grade, and I was sitting at the cafeteria, and one of my friends who also lived in my block, he was across the table from me, and I noticed that every day he was bringing in for about 2 weeks the best lunch I've ever seen. And it's a lunch that I liked a lot. It had a great sandwich, my favorite chips, and a great soda. So I go over to the kid and try to figure out what he's eating, and I realized that his lunchbox said Moore. So yes, Moore was leaving his lunch on the bus every day. And my friend was reaching about it. You would think the older Moore got, he would get more mature and responsibility would come to him, but it was the total opposite. In his 3rd year of medical school, very nicely told me, Sean, take my car for the weekend, I'm going to a wedding, you can have it. And because you're going to travel, easy pass is in the back seat, just fish it out, and you don't have to pay for tolls, which again is a very sweet thing, to do. But not realizing finding anything in Moore's car is like finding a needle in it's like finding a needle in a stack of needles. There was medical paraphernalia, gloves, needles everywhere. Anyway, here's what else I found in his back seat. The first thing I found were tuxedo pants. And the one thing that he went to was a black tie affair. I don't know how that's so I dug a little bit deeper, but then I noticed a really, really funky smell. And there was a half-eaten Subway sandwich, which wouldn't be that bad, but the receipt said it was 6 weeks old. Anyway, I dug a little deeper, and I noticed that there were bed sheets there in the original plastic encasement. Now, these are the only bed sheets Moore ever owned in medical school, and never once did they reach his bed. Cleanliness was not his But I will say, 4 years ago, I started noticing a change. Things were very different. For example, my parents would call a lot less, complaining that Moore, maybe every 3 weeks instead of every day, that Moore wouldn't call, Moore wouldn't check in, that he had to pay for another parking ticket. I read in the newspaper that the Hoboken Locksmith Association saw their business cut in half. And finally, I did receive a lot less 3 a.m. drunken, blabbering voicemail. Love to leave on my voicemail. So I tried to figure out what was going on. What was this change in the air? What was this new? So after much detective work, I noticed this beautiful, incredible, awesome, amazing woman named Robin. And this woman was actually interested in my brother. So, then begged another question. Robin, what were you thinking? But I will say that I know completely what you were thinking. Moore, this is the nice part. I know what you were thinking because as a brother, you're the best older brother that a guy could ever ask for. It's really tough for me to, I knew this wedding was coming, and I always knew I would have to say a few words, but, I can never express how much you've meant to me as an older brother. Whether it's as a friend, we did everything together, vacations, concerts, I would follow you around, listen to on all your phone calls, go to your meetings.